Before we get into your questions, do you want to talk a little bit about your background before med school, I mean?
Yeah, sure. So I was in the Navy. Before medical school, I was in the Navy for 11 and a half years. Worked as a hospital corpsman, which is like a medical technician. And I would work directly under, be assigned to work under a physician, with a physician. And I would help him with his needs, like assisting with the patient, like getting the vital signs, taking a history, and helping them with any procedures that needed to be done. So it was a great experience, but ultimately I wanted to do more. I wanted to get outside of that, so I decided to do what I'm doing right now, which is just temporarily just get out of the Navy to pursue medical school. Now I will be going back in as a medical officer in the Navy. Just right now I'm kind of just a regular civilian, just like anyone else is going through medical school.
How was your first week of lectures?
It's tough right out the gate. It's pretty tough, but I'm getting through it. It's much more different than undergrad, where it was where they kind of really slow you, kind of they slow roll you into all the information. Whereas with medical school, it's just right out the gate. You're hitting you with all the information and all the lectures, so you have to be ready from day one to be ready to absorb all that knowledge they give you.
What happened or have you done so far?
So right now it's just we started with the doctoring courses, so introduction to how to take history and how to get information on how to get information from a patient, so that way you can formulate a proper diagnosis. And then we started all the other foundations material. Right now is just basically just doing the tissues.
Is it what you expected it to be?
Yes, I mean my MS2s did a good job of telling us like what to expect, and they use that analogy, the famous analogy, which is drinking water from a fire hose, and that aptly describes from day one, where you're just like pummeled with tons of information. But I feel like I've gotten prepared. Like they've given me the tools to kind of absorb all that knowledge and be able to kind of keep it in my head, so I'm not just forgetting it the next day or the next week.
You've mentioned earlier that prior to starting med school, you were also accepted for the officer medical program for the U.S. Navy. So, other than your medical prowess, what will you be bringing to the Navy now that you will be an officer instead of being an enlisted?
Well, for me, I think it helps, like just having that background, as I mentioned before, being enlisted for 11 and a half years. I think that kind of helps me out, just to help out the other. So you have the other medical officers that a lot of them, a vast majority of them, just came straight through the military. They don't have that enlisted background like I have. So I can kind of be that bridge. I think that's what helps me out a lot, is I can be that kind of bridge where I can I can help give some of these medical officers that don't have that enlisted background. I can tell them like, hey, look, this is the enlisted, think about things from the enlisted perspective, and I can kind of speak on that because I was in that setting for 11 years.
And lastly, how has this unprecedented time we're on now, dealing with COVID-19 and all, affected your studies?
Well, the good thing about, at least with medical school, it actually wasn't as disruptive as it was with during my last semester of undergrad. And the reason why is with at least the medical school, like McGovern that I'm going to, they have a good infrastructure. They already had it before, where they recorded lectures online, and we just produced that so people could log in and watch from home. That was already implemented way before this pandemic had started. So they were really well prepared. The only thing that was it's been kind of a mess right now is just dealing with the material that wasn't really meant for the stuff that was meant to be in person, which is like the anatomy stuff, and we have like team-based learning, and so like basically like the things that we were supposed to work as a team in person, now we have to do that virtually online. But I feel like the school is rising to the challenge, and they're not being too hard on us. They're kind of they're working it out, and they really are like taking charge and trying to work out the logistics. But it'll be interesting just to see how it goes, and hopefully we can absorb as much knowledge during the virtual setting as opposed to the traditional setting that's unavailable to us right now.
All right, thank you all for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video. Please come back again for our future upcoming videos. Bye.
Bye.